me, it's an option. To me, it is an option. I really do not think marriage is something that I have to put it on my head and go around. I want to get married. When it comes, cool, I'm there.
I have a mate who got married. I think last year, and she had a kid, and she did a naming ceremony this January. And I literally had to go and text one of the classmates in the group that, are we that old?
Before, maybe when I was younger, the urge to marry, or the belief that you have to marry, was there. But growing up, I've realized that marriage shouldn't be something that is a necessity.
Influenced your thought?
Where I come from, or where I've been, and the experiences that I've had, marriage is not a necessity. It's an option that anybody at all can decide to experience. You understand? I don't see marriage as something that has to happen by all means.
I was whooped a lot. I was whooped. If I say cane, that's that. I was whooped a lot. You get me? So it was crazy. And what happens during our generation was like, it was difficult for us to be closer to our parents.
Anytime I'm pouring milk into my food, I can hear my mom's voice.
You can't pour all.
Like me now, I bought the milk, but I'm pouring it in my food, and I can hear my mom's voice shouting at me.
Sure.
She said, "Hey, why are you pouring it?" So I was asking her, I said, "So those days, how much was milk?" We are comparing two generations. The Generation Z, the Generation Z, and then the Millennials. So if you look at it, on my left, we have the Gen Z.
Charlie, take your claim.
On my left, we have the Gen Zs, and then we are the Millennials. Of course, you look at our beards and everything.
You could pass for a Gen Z. You don't look millennial at all.
Are you sure?
As for you, there.
Is it the grey that's working?
That is working for me. Yeah,
working
okay.
against him, man.
The grey is working for me, because I don't want to be a Gen Z.
Wow.
Are we that bad?
No, you're not that bad, because I don't want to be young. I've passed through this stage before.
I like you people, so I'm in between.
I've passed this through this stage before, so I don't want to go back again. Yeah. That's why I don't want to be young. Yeah.
No, your time you weren't Gen Z, you were still a millennial.
Yes, I was, and I
So
still
what
am.
do you mean that?
But I've passed through your age before. You understand?
But still doesn't mean that you are Gen Z.
No. I've passed through the age, not the period.
We leave the title to you. No one is freeing the title.
You're not dragging this here.
I've gone through the period before. I don't want to go back. Yeah, so we have Gen Zs here, and then we are the millennials, and we are going to have a conversation. There's always been a banter between. Is it a banter? Or some sort of disagreement between the Gen Zs and then the millennials. They don't seem to agree. So today we are going to have this conversation and see
if like Jude doesn't agree with
what you are just saying.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Usually the millennials and the Gen Z, they don't agree. When it comes to certain situations or certain ideologies and all that, they don't agree. So that is what today we are going to compare. We don't know the questions. Most of you don't know I know the questions that we are going to. We are going to peg the questions there, and then we check the mindset, how you think about the same question, and how we are also going to think about it. So that is what we are going. But first of all, let's confirm you are a Gen Z, right?
Yeah. Per chat.
With your full
and
chest.
With
your full chest.
How old are you?
Per chat. Why should you've already disgraced the person. You want to continue again?
How old are you?
I'll tell you.
You won't tell.
But from research,
Give us a range.
I am the first generation
okay,
of
you
Gen
give us
Z.
a first generation of a Gen Z.
Yes.
Okay, then we get it.
No, don't say it. It's okay.
Jude, your age.
Mine. Should I say it?
Don't say it.
Okay.
Say why? Are you guys ganking up or something?
Of the the early days of Gen Z.
Early years of Gen Z. Okay.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
The viewers should guess your age.
They should look at you
They
and
can
guess.
research.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we are going to look at is you've worked before, right? Or you are still working. Where do you work?
Currently, I am doing mostly freelance. And
Freelance.
I am acting most of the time. So
Okay.
doing theater. So.
Yeah. What are you also doing? What are you into?
I'm also doing freelance.
Mm-hmm.
And I act sometimes. I'm being truthful.
Yes.
It's not because it's
she acts. Yeah.
She
I
does.
act sometimes.
You
and
act
I write
sometimes.
too. So. Yeah.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
The vibe is vibing.
Okay, so the first thing, how do you feel about texting and then talking on phone when it comes to relationship? How do you feel about it?
Like specifically relationships?
Yes, specifically relationships. Do you prefer somebody to text you, or you prefer someone to call you on the phone and have a conversation? Which one is your choice?
Do you want to go first?
Oh, speak.
Wait, guys, wait.
The
Looks
floor
like
is your ground.
you have to consult each other before you speak.
Okay. So I it depends on who I'm chatting. Okay, so we are basing this question on relationship.
Yeah. Would you like
That's
him to
quite
call or
tough.
text you?
That's quite tough. Sometimes I just get tired of the whole talking thing, and then I have to go on with texting. But I prefer to text more than I prefer to, because it will make me read and understand whatever you are saying to me. Because when I put the phone like on my ear and then you're talking, there's possibility that I can forget whatever you're saying, and I won't be able to read.
Yeah, you don't
The
have any
meanings
reference.
into,
Yeah.
for instance, we're having an argument and you're on phone with me. The way I would feel reading whatever you're saying and the way I would feel listening to whatever you're saying is quite different. Because when I read it, I can read it over and over again. This is what I'm feeling. I believe that I am right with what I'm feeling. Is more. I am able to look at it better when it's written than when I'm on the phone. So I prefer like text most of the times, even if it has to do with relationship.
Yeah.
Jude.
Personally, I also prefer text.
Okay.
Basically, because it depends on the type of relationship I have with the person.
Okay.
But I can't, for the love of God, stay on the phone for too long.
Okay.
If like I'm like close to you, I can stay on the phone for like 3 hours, and then let me give you context. For that 3 hours, I won't talk to you on the phone for like 3 months.
After giving the
So
3 hours,
you have spoken for 3 months.
I've spoken for 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months in
The
advance.
rest can happen on text.
Yeah.
I'm a mainly text person. I like texts better, and it's convenient for me. It's convenient, especially if you're saying this whole relationship kind of thing. I don't see why you'd rather call than text when like, because as you asked, am I working? Have I worked before? I said yes. So let's say I'm working, I'm doing something, and then you call, and then when you call, you want to talk, but I'm busy. You can like text, and I'll answer. Maybe the answering time may be the problem, but then as long as you text, it's always there. Just as she said, maybe you tell me something when you call, and then I'll just forget.
okay.
For keeping receipts.
But keeping receipts is also important.
At least if I forget stuff, you have receipts.
I have a question for both of you. So, rightly, as you rightly said, you prefer texting than to call. Are you aware that sometimes, or in fact often, non-verbal cues, sometimes what you hear from a person's voice that gives you a lot
But
of
before that
meaning.
question, let's come to you. What is your preference? Do you like to text, or do you like to speak
For
on
me,
the phone?
I like a blend of them depending on what I'm trying to put across. There are sometimes we just want to be playful, or when I need to get something across to you, which is very serious, I'll call you.
Okay.
Because that's why I was about to ask you the question, because sometimes I feel through testing, there are certain things you may say to someone through test, the person may get the context wrong, or even read it wrong, even though it's not a harmful test. They may read it wrong and be like, and take offense. Some may ghost you, some may read. I mean, everything will be contorted. You'll be like, what's up?
Right.
This wasn't what I meant. So I'll prefer to call you sometimes to get certain serious stuff across than to test.
But when
I
you are
prefer
pushed,
a blend of them.
When you are pushed to the wall, which one would you choose? To choose one, which one would you choose?
For me,
for you.
For me, I would still say I prefer a blend.
No, I'm saying when you are pushed to the wall,
there are periods where I don't want to talk. Like my brain, I'm tired of speaking. You get it? I want to test. I do my best. Over the year, my communication has refined. Has been refined to the point where I'm able to communicate properly through even tests. You get it? So, and I encourage the other party to inquire if you don't get something right or how you get it. Let me know. Then I explain further. And I'm happy doing that through test. But like I rightly said, when I want to put something very serious across and I want quick response or quick understanding, I'll talk. I'll call you. I'll give you a call.
But there are voice notes.
No, so there are voice notes. I get you. Okay, I get you. But I equally want to get a response from you right on. When I speak, I want to get a response. When you listen to voice notes, you can, or you have the time to over process and try to probably fake your response or something. I want to get the true reaction from you when the message hits you. Do you get it? That is proper for me. That's how I see it.
Okay. So I would like to rather call than text. I mean, if you ask me, texting, like, this screen is too small. And we're tapping, like, for how long? And one thing that bothers me about texting is that it doesn't have an end. When you are texting somebody, like somebody you are in a relationship with, not like somebody who is trying to maybe ask of something or some information, but somebody that you are in a relationship, when does it end? You are texting.
So
you are
texting. The texting or the relationship?
No, I'm talking about the texting.
Yeah, because
like, how does it end?
You're in love with the person.
No, yes. So we should text the whole day.
That's your love, right? You talk for 3 hours and it's for 3 months.
No.
See what I said.
It is call. His is call.
Mine is for call. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the type of relationship I have with the person. For me, I have friends that they are the ones, my friends, when I call a few hours, then maybe we don't talk for like on phone for a long time. You get, and that works for me, because you see that I mentioned voice notes, because voice notes are also there. I have a friend who can send me a 23-minute voice note and I'll listen to it.
I won't listen to that.
Is that a podcast? That is a whole podcast.
It is even.
So wait, I'm curious. He's telling you a story, or he wants to tell you a story, or
why would you send me that long?
Or something happened, or the whole of his day.
No, it will depend. It will depend on the context itself. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes.
Oh yeah,
sometimes. No, relax. The reason why I'm saying I'll listen is because sometimes maybe what the person is telling me is like interesting.
Okay.
Extremely interesting. Like Ebia, for instance, a bull chased him.
And he's narrating the story. Of course, I listen to the 23 minutes because I want to laugh. Okay. Okay. But that's what me, when it comes to, because I want to put some kind of full stop to certain things. Okay. So you are with the girl, and then then you go and come and continue the. When should the conversation end? Then
it can actually end if you want
no,
it to end.
It ends when somebody stops talking. When somebody stops talking.
No, it depends
because
on
I said we are talking.
It's also a means of communication. No?
Yeah.
Okay, we are chatting.
So and then I have something to do. I'll speak to you in the next 2 hours.
Exactly.
I'll speak to you tomorrow. It's just about communicating. It's texting.
And always the one who is not doing anything. Those people, if they don't have anything to do, then you are
they have a lot of time to
They have a lot. Then 2 minutes.
No,
2 minutes they'll check on you.
It depends on
what are you doing.
I'd rather call you in the morning. I'd rather call you in the morning. How are you? Did you sleep well? Okay, so I'm going to work. I'll check up maybe during the day. It ends. When we woke up in the afternoon, we can call. I mean, this is somebody you are in love with in the afternoon. And all those moments, it wouldn't go more than 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. But when you are chatting, you will go.
No, I don't.
No. For instance, when you are typing, it will take some seconds before you type, right? 1, 2, 3 seconds. Then I also respond seconds. They are all time that we are wasting on the phone. But if I had spoken to you, No, if I had spoken to you,
That's the love of your life, bro.
If I've spoken to you, we are
love
gone.
of your life into who did you are
eating, then you have to type with your left hand because someone will say that if you don't respond text immediately, it means you don't even love me now.
Okay, that is someone who's insecure.
Yeah,
and they need to work on
depends
themselves.
on who you are talking about,
Exactly.
or being in a relationship with.
It all comes to play, like you are saying. It all comes to. But if, for instance, the people that we send text to that we complain that why don't you respond to text quickly? It's MS. It's what? It's WhatsApp. What is the name, Claire? It's text message for a reason.
Okay.
You understand? It's not a letter. I didn't write you a letter that you have to go to the post office and claim it and come and read a reply and then send it. It's just instant messaging. So why would you? I'm eating. I'm doing something or those kind. And when the love is new,
I really think
when the love is also new, you can put a nice.
When it's new, put it then baby.
You will type.
And that's the only person that matters.
Okay. Now the next question.
What happens.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them.
The next question: do you view marriage as a necessity or as an option? Is marriage a necessity to you? Or an option?
You went first.
Yeah,
so
answer this.
I want to give the millennials an opportunity to put.
We ask you a
their
question.
foot on the ground.
We ask you a question. We ask you a question.
No, it's only polite.
He has a point. Yeah, he has a point.
He has
I
a
can take it from there.
No, it's
Is
only
it an
polite.
option
Over
or
to you.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Me, I'm married.
What would you think?
I'm married, but where I come from or where I've been and the experiences that I've had, marriage is not a necessity. It's an option that anybody at all can decide to experience. You understand? I don't see marriage as something that has to happen by all means. Because I'm a human being, I'm a man. I've grown. You know the timeline they give you. You are 30. You are supposed to settle down, have a family.
What if
do
it's
this
because you're a man?
Is there?
What if it's because you're a man?
I'm a man doesn't mean I have to marry.
No, I'm saying people have that perception that if you're a man, you can choose to. There's this word that a friend used some time ago when we were talking about this thing. It was like women lose value at a certain point. So with a man, you can marry at any point in life.
No, that's
So
not the
what if
reason
that
why.
is
No,
the
that's not
idea?
that's not the reason why I married.
It covers everybody, both female and male. In
No,
your
I,
family.
no, that is what I'm saying. Marriage is not a necessity yet to me.
Oh, okay.
Do
I
I'm
thought
married.
you're talking about your family.
No, not my family. Do I'm married because when I was getting married, my parents wanted to stop me
Okay.
because they thought I was too young.
Wait,
I
what
was.
age do you get married? If you
I
don't
think I
mind.
was 27 or so. So yeah, 27 going to 28 or something like
I
that.
know
I
someone
forgot.
married
Or 20.
Even earlier.
Now she's 25 now.
Yeah. So they thought like, okay, I was in school too. I was doing this part-time education or something like that, and they didn't want me. But I felt like this is
You
my
were
time
ready.
for me, and
Yeah.
I'm ready to do it. And I went ahead. I disregarded everybody, and then I went ahead. But that doesn't mean where I am and the experience that I've had. It's not. I won't advise somebody that by all means you have to marry, or by all means you have to marry, have a family, and all that. No, if you think you want a companion, or everything that has to do with marriage is something that excites you or something that makes you happy, then go for it. But if you are like, okay, I'm somebody that I don't need to buy a cow because I want milk. You understand? Then you can also go for it. You understand? Yeah. So whichever way that. You didn't understand. Then I won't explain. That is our power. That is our power. We explain.
Millennial
You don't have to
casually
buy a
slapping
couch.
us
Yeah.
with a cup of milk. It's not anything.
Don't worry.
That is it. So yeah,
We'll
to me, it's just an option that you want to you can decide to have. Yeah.
You are nodding
Exactly.
towards me.
You.
Okay, I mean, ideally, I side with him because I also feel that marriage shouldn't be something that is a necessity that marry. Well, then again, there are reasons why people marry. And sometimes it is not their will they get to marry because some of them through pressure and something like that. Or some people too, it's a continuity of family, you have to marry. And the last time I was having an interesting conversation with someone, the person said, this year you must marry. And I asked the person, why do I have to marry this year? I said, oh, you dear, you have to marry this year. I said, what if I am not ready? What if maybe this word that I'm in, I'm not supposed to marry? Or do you know that it's not everybody that should
Is
marry
meant
or
to
will
be
get
married,
married?
yes.
They say, no. For you, dear, you must marry. I'm like, why? And the person was, eating on it, like, you have to marry. I'm saying, hey, now you have taken it to person and say, we cannot see you not marry. I say, hey, okay. But the person should relax. Ideally, this is what I have evolved to know.
Okay.
Before, maybe when I was younger, the urge to marry or the belief that you have to marry was there. But growing up, I've realized that marriage shouldn't be something that is a necessity.
Influenced your thought.
Oh,
as he said, he likes us. So
hold on, wait.
So relax. Your generation. What do you
your
think?
generation think the way we think now?
No,
is that
but
what you are saying?
I mean, it's something that is obvious that people do not take it to heart like that. I don't think.
See, because previously, I don't know if it was your generation or the generation before you. But then they
give it to us.
The ex won't give anything.
We are listening.
They had a goal. Okay, so let me start from boomers and then Generation X. They had a goal. Boomers were about booming the population. They boomed the population. Generation X was more of when, or per what I remember, per my research, they were the ones who had women. That was when women also started working, and then they were the ones who started to have less kids, I guess. Then it comes to you guys. So it was the same tradition from baby boomers to Generation X, but then it started to change from you guys. That's per what I have observed. It started to change from you guys. So you guys are the ones, you are like the bridge between us and Generation X.
Yeah.
So it's like the middle child. Baby boomers are going. So it's like you are the middle child. And you've seen here, you've seen there. And then it's like
You are combining
because you guys started it, we saw it, and then maybe we've added our own
touch to it.
You're bringing life to
You're bringing more life to
whatever
to the party.
Thought was.
Yeah. So at this point, so that is the question to you. So it's an option or it's a necessity?
I think everybody, in as much as we have like this group of people as Gen Z, I think everybody has different thought pattern when it comes to certain things. Because I know somebody who is married at 25. I was surprised because I was like, bro, I'm older than you, blah, blah, blah. But she got married. And there are people that are so eager that they want to actually get married for I want to get married at this age. But so I feel like it's everybody, in as much as we're in this age group, we will all have different thought pattern about certain topics. We'll have different understanding. Me, it's an option. To me, it is an option. I really do not think marriage is something that I have to put it on my head and go around. I want to get married. When it comes, cool, I'm there.
Personally, I don't really. Let me just say, I'm here for the journey. I'm here for the journey because I've seen people get married at the age of 25, as she said. I have a mate who got married.
Nesta.
Who got married, I think, last year, and she had a kid, and she did a naming ceremony this January. And I literally had to go and text one of the classmates in the group that, are we that old?
That we are getting married.
Are we that old? Are we at that age? And if it kind of feels surreal because you are kids. You're brought up as you're kids, but you're not kids. You get. And I come from a family who value marriage and family. And when you said 26, 27, you have to get married, in my family it's kind of late.
You have to marry earlier.
No, it's not a necessity. It's not like a necessity that you have to marry early. But then, per what we know is that it's easier and better because you get to spend time with your kids. If you have kids, you get to spend time with them better like you get to know them better, and they get to know you in your younger age than when you are old, and then if there's something, they can't come to you with it because
Daddy is too old.
Aha. You see, so that is the place I come from.
Do you think that you are going to adopt parenting style different from your parents?
Yeah. Every day I say this thing, yeah. Because personally, I grew up in a very strict home. And I feel like it's limited me to certain things, like in my adulthood. My thought pattern, the way I move around. Sometimes I sit down there and I'm like, I think I wrote something, a piece last year, and in the piece I was asking myself if I'm truly an introvert. Because I remember that when I was young, my parents would not allow us play with other kids. Wouldn't visit a neighbor's house to go eat or something like that. The only time we are allowed to be at a neighbor's place is when my parents are not home and they don't want us to be with them. So I think it shaped me in a way that I like to be by myself, because at a point, I still remember this like it was yesterday. I remember my dad went out and he told me and my kid brother not to move out of the house. I don't know if it was a school day or not. I don't remember, honestly. So we went out thinking that, daddy goes to work and he comes back late in the evening. We could have just done whatever we had to do and then go back inside. Unfortunately for us, we were outside and we saw that they come in. So he just looked at us, bombastic side eye. We already know what it meant. And when we went inside, my daddy locked the door and he beat us. There were instances where my mom would just not even talk. The eye that she's going to look at you has already passed the message. So that was the kind of strictness that I grew up in. And then when I got to a certain point in life, I don't know if I can say that it made me timid. I couldn't open up to certain things. I couldn't say like this is what I want or this, because you are meant to accept everything that your parents told you. So to me, I feel like if you are able to be friends to an extent with your kids, it will be difficult for them to hide certain things. So I want to have that kind of relationship with my kids. I want to be able to. I'm just starting to get. My dad is my best parent. I'm like that kind of girl, and then even at that, I'm now starting to get closer and want to be friends with my dad.
Warm up to him.
Yes, at this age, but I don't think that is how it's supposed to be. To me, I don't want it to be so. I want it from the get-go, from that very early age to their adult age. We have to be friends. We have to talk about literally everything without being scared or being shy or anything. That way, I feel like it opens the child's mind. It will help the child to be able to talk about things confidently and not like keep things to themselves. So yeah, definitely, I'll adopt my own style
of parenting.
Jude.
Personally, I think for the parenting side, the millennials I've seen have it on lockdown. They have this personally. That's per my personal experience. It's in a way of I don't know how to put it, but then there's a way that the parents I have seen, millennial parents I have seen, are doing it, and I'm like, that works. They are trying to be friends with their kids, but then they are also not taking it to the extent that their kids are.
Guess well.
Yeah.
When you have your kids, are you going to exercise that kind of beating or that sort of parental?
More, I'll take the hybrid.
You take the hybrid.
I'll take the hybrid. As I said, some kids, they are very stubborn, but then it also depends on how the environment or where the kid was brought up. I grew up in more of a, as you said, a hybrid thing. It wasn't strict, but it wasn't also open.
Liberal, I don't even know how to. The kind of home that I was raised, it was a little bit, so my mom and dad, they were always, they didn't stick to one place. My dad was working, so today will be transferred to this place, and then my mom has to follow. So it got to a point, I have to just leave them and go, and then I will just live with an auntie. Yeah. So I lived with so many people growing up, and then the principles were different.
Yeah.
You go to this home, when a stranger gives you something, don't collect it. You go here, they say collect it. It's not respect for you not to take something from a stranger. So I grew up a little bit confused because I didn't know the principles. Like, should I take this one's own or this? And it got to a point to, my parents were not the kind of parent that you say that they are a friend to the child. They always want to know that I'm the father, I'm the mother, that kind of you are here. So when they are talking, they are having an executive meeting.
Yeah,
you are also not part. Yeah. And you can't even come and see your trouble without being punished. That sort of thing. And my mom was young. I think my mom was like 18 when she had me. No, 16 or my mom was that young.
The first child.
Yeah, I'm the first child when she had me. So she was also young, and when you are young and then you have a child, there's a way you handle the child, and when you are also a little bit grown, there's a way you handle your child. My mom was that no nonsense woman. She would throw her hand right now. You just have to dodge or you just have to swerve. She would throw her hand, she would throw something. So I remember recently or some time ago, I was talking to her and I was like, hey, you two, why you be power? Me, I'm beating my son, and she was angry. Why are you beating it?
You can't beat a grandchild. You can't beat a grandchild.
You are telling me I shouldn't touch me, my son. I shouldn't. You remember what you did to me? And so she was young and stupid. Doesn't mean I have to. Now she was young and stupid. She was young and stupid, so I don't have to be young and stupid. So the kind of home I'm coming from, I grew up and realized that no, this is not the kind of parenting I want for my kids. So it's way different the way I treat my kids now. They get whatever they want. There's that I have to be strict. I have to direct them. Here, you can't go this way. Unlike my mom, you can't even immediately, you understand? You are coming for money. They know that they have to give you money.
You can't even go out to have fun.
They know that they have to give you money.
Age.
In the morning, I'm going to school. I'm coming for my pocket money. And you come and tell me.
I have a lot on his chest. Let him talk.
In the morning, I'm coming for my pocket money, and you tell me, have you worked in my pocket that you are coming for money? You have to give me money. You understand? And little things, you can do something small, and because of that, they won't even give you food.
Yes.
Because you've ate somewhere. And that kind of parenting, I can't bring it to my kids. It's way different. So that one, there's no way I will go by my parents' way of parenting.
What is bothering you?
See, for our generation, I call our generation the obedient generation because we've seen a lot of shaking. Okay? Shaking in the sense of our parents were extremely strict on us, Some of their utterances were they didn't get life soft, so they won't give us soft life for us to spoil. That's the notion they had. I was whooped a lot. I was whooped. If I say cane, I was whooped a lot. You get me? So it was crazy. And what happens during our generation was like it was difficult for us to be closer to our parents. For me, I grew up in a home where my dad he doesn't tolerate nonsense. You get it? And he's the type that when he says hey, he will shake. You get it? And not just us. People outside the family, they know it. Everybody who knows my dad knows that when he shouts, the whole family, the extended family, they know. So he won't say and you will say some. And the fact that when he's talking to you, you don't have to look directly into his eyes. See, I can confidently say that sometimes you will live in fear because you don't know that what I'm doing, what will happen to me if I get caught. And my dad, one thing he's good at is he won't let anyone go hungry when you do something. as a form of punishment. No, you will eat, you will be satisfied, but you will receive your
You
gift.
feel it under your skin.
You will
I
feel
think,
it.
I
You feel it.
don't
I
think
remember-
it's your generation. The generation before, I think they've contributed to mental health.
Yeah. That is why a lot of people
Mental
are
health issues.
going through
I
trauma.
remember this time where, his 3 sons, he caned us. In fact, he locked us in a room.
That's what they
caned
do.
us very well.
That's what they do.
So after caning us, it was evening. So we came out. Everybody was crying. Everybody was doing their thing. Then he wanted to check if someone got injured.
Really?
And then he would take care of it.
Can you imagine?
And they don't even apologize. They don't know how to
Apology for the
apologize.
word.
See,
Apology for.
Checking.
I remember
I mean,
recently.
those who know my dad know.
I was pouring milk.
Those who know my dad know.
No, even though I'm old,
Yeah.
but anytime I'm pouring milk into my food, I can hear my mom's voice.
You can't pour all.
Like me now, I bought the milk, but I'm pouring it in my food, and I can hear my mom's voice shouting at me.
Sure.
She say, "Hey, why are you pouring it?"
Yeah.
So I was asking her, I said, "So those days, how much was milk? Like milk?" And I think I'm trying to say that you people were like, you pour some milk, the way she will come and knock you, you are pouring all this milk into your food.
Yeah.
This small milk, how much was milk?
Share.
Get when you live with these people.
I'm
remember,
sitting here and I'm
yeah.
reminiscing a lot of episodes I've
Just
had.
recently.
But the truth
I have
is,
tissues, by the way.
that's okay. No, I won't cry. But the truth of the matter is, I learned a lot of lessons
Yeah.
through that, And our generation, you can easily grow up and be very timid because of the strict nature. You are not expressive.
Yeah.
You can't say your
Okay, so
mind.
that-
you can't
that's-
even seek knowledge when something is going wrong.
That brings me
But-
to the next question. The next question that we are going to talk about: that do you feel empowered to challenge authority? Do you feel empowered to challenge authority or question traditional beliefs and all that from where you are coming?
Me personally, like I said, the home I grew up in was strict. And I sort of have the same experience as you as time went on. Like there were people that I had to live with, and then there was this dynamics of the family, blah, blah, blah. So it gets to a point when you have to talk to an older person, say for instance, you're accusing me of taking something. And because you're an older person, you feel like you're right. So I have to. There were instances where I had to keep quiet and accept that
Whatever they
I
are
am
telling
wrong.
you.
And it had broken me a lot of the times. I would feel so when I grew up and when I grew up, and then somebody older than me has to talk and say something that I know doesn't feel good to me. It wouldn't make me feel. I'll keep quiet, and then I'll let you say whatever you have to say. It is just recently that I've started saying that, or saying to myself that I have to grow out of it. Learn to always say I am not the one. I didn't do this. And you can't let me accept something. Even at a point, you can't even talk because they want you to respect the fact that they are older than you and you don't have any opinion, So you just have to leave it like that. Sometimes I just have to leave it like that. Yeah. And then I deal with my pain by myself. When I'm done crying, I'll give myself some time because I know I can't address the situation with you. I'll give myself, because I feel like there should be that point where I can come to you, whatever you did to me, I got hurt. I'm not asking you to apologize, but I just want you to acknowledge the fact that you hurt my feelings so that next time you know how to react with me when there is sadness. But you can't do it. Yeah. So I try to do that with people that are my age mates or people that are slightly older than me and understand conversations, that there has to be a conversation for somebody to understand and then take action.
How about you? Do you feel empowered, like, because of where you are coming from, you can challenge authority, like in the workplace? If an elderly person is doing something and I'm sorry to say it's BS, are you able to look at him and say, please, you are older than I am, but this
Gen Z should be saying BS. Why are you saying BS?
Are you in that kind of?
For me, not necessarily. I also, you see, I come from as I said, for me growing up, you see that I didn't necessarily go and live with my aunties and my uncles. I just maybe short stays, short vacations, maybe to 1 month, 2 months, sometimes a year, sometimes. But then for me, the way it was in my family, we grew up more with my mom's side of the family, and everywhere you go, the traditions there are similar. they did for me. My mom and her siblings did very well in crafting a kind of togetherness within them that they extended to us, their kids.
Okay.
So it's not so different from if I leave my home, I go there. It's not different. Sometimes you don't even see the difference. It's almost like you're in the same place because everything is almost the same. The way they like their things,
But how about the workplace? The people there.
For workplaces, you see, I'm more of a non-confrontational kind of person. I am mostly all smiles and rainbows, so I don't really like confrontations as much. But then because of that, I can also bottle up a lot of things and blow up in the wrong face. So when I did my service first. Hey, when you
did your national service,
Your
Yeah,
national
my
service.
national service.
It's always one.
Yeah. I was actually excited to do because I wanted to see how the working world was, because I was like, people are complaining. I want to see what people are complaining so much about. And in my mind, I'm more of an eccentric, so in my mind I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I got there and it's just Let me just put that. Because
it's so overrated.
Rated, yes, properly rated because it's very toxic.
Okay. So that's the
It's called office politics.
And you see, there is more of...
You're expecting some soft life.
Not necessarily soft life. I expected that there will be stress. There'll be stress. There'll be times that you have to hit deadlines, and this, and there'll be times where there'll be you go in with pressure, and then you mad at somebody. This that. But then I entered, and because of probably age wise and position wise and
misunderstanding and conflict,
and everything, because I'm non-confrontational, and I also grew up respect, like they emphasize on respect who's older than you, and this that. It was hard because there were times that you do something it worried me, but I can't come to you and come and say it, because I've seen how you've reacted
to
others who have come to you with issues, and then it's like, I'm more of a let's go outside and talk about it. So that but then in the office setting that I was,
embarrass you.
I don't like that. I'm not that type of person. I don't like that. So instead of coming to you with it, I'll go and sit somewhere and then process it. So I'm actually thankful for that phase, because it had me. It gave me something of like the word is not coming back. Some zeal to fight that inwardly, because no matter what you do, you're human. You will lose your temper at some point.
True.
Titan, round it up for us.
For our generation, what I've realized was people listen to you as you age. You see, so it was a thing of the past that because you are young, you don't have a voice in that sort of way. But growing up, people give you respect or people are more tilted to listening to you if they feel you are older. So in my range now, personally, I speak out. So if I see something that's wrong, regardless who you are, whether you are older or not, if I have to tell you that this is wrong or this and this is not sitting well with me, I'll draw your attention to it. But however, how you say it too matters.
Exactly.
How you say it matters, if the person will take it well or not. So you can actually be respectful whilst you are challenging authority, for them to really understand you that, hey, I faltered here. Like in my workplace, some of the managers, maybe when something happens, they can give it to you there, even when people are there. But somehow, they realize that Me, I have not had that situation in my workplace because I feel how I carry myself about in the office, they will speak to me in a very different way. I have experienced that. Sometimes I tell myself that is it grace but I feel that somehow to how you carry yourself about will warrant someone speaking to you anyhow, you know. And even if they feel they didn't say it well, sometimes they call you aside and be like, oh, I didn't say it well or something like that. So I think it is improving. From my side of view, it's improving. I've always been vocal when I have to say something that doesn't sit well with me. So
That's what
from my end, because of how we were raised, like you said, you were not given a voice. Everything shut up, everything shut up, everything you do, shut up. How old are you that human beings are talking? You are also coming to talk some that sort of thing. So you grew up and then you realize that your voice has been taken away from you, and it's very hard to gain it. But me, I do it out of anger because I've been silent for that long. You won't silence me now that I'm grown. You understand? So at my workplace, usually people will even come to me and tell me, we are going to do it. Can you speak for us? And I will speak. You won't have me shut up unless maybe the ideas in my head are stupid, or no matter what it is. If you tell me something and then you are director, I will come. You will say your mind, I will also say my mind. You won't have me keep quiet. And I think wherever I've gone to that there is some sort of this here and there, you can't come and say it because I'm older, I'm there. If you are using veto power, that is fine. Then don't come and engage us in conversation in the first place. But if you are having a conversation that you are going to respect my view, then definitely I'm not going to keep quiet. The only person who speaks and I don't speak is my mom.
That's for your mom here.
I bet she watching all these episodes.
That woman speaks and I don't speak. I mean, like, out of respect, I won't even say anything.
But see, if you met the mom is a very calm looking person.
It's
a very calm looking person.
That's how she was 16 when she gave birth to me. So I suffered the blunt. But now she listens to me. Fine. Now she talks to me like I'm an elderly person and all that. But when there is a situation that she wants it her way, no, I don't stop her. I don't counter her at all. Please go.
I agree with him on the older you get, the more you are listening to.
The more you are listening.
Because I think for me, there was this one time where at home, ECG did their magic and
call it magic.
And I was just home with my mom and we actually spoke. That was the first time I actually really spoke to my mom. So that was when she got to know what I liked, but actually got to know what I liked in my teenage years. Got to know.
Not what they have forced you to like. But what do you like?
Not like more of maybe subjects, career time and all that kind of thing. So that was when that actually got me closer to my mom. So for me, I agree with him when he says the older you get, and it's the way you say it. The way you say it also. So most of the time, I try to watch the way
You need to be careful and choose the timing too. Otherwise, bro.
Okay, so this brings us to the end of the conversation now we had a nice conversation.
There's not it looks so much difference.
It looks like we agree on so many things.
Gen Zs, I like them because they are very daring.
I think,
generation.
and we too, because of where we come from,
depends on the home that you grow in. It's not all of us that is daring. Depends on the home you grow in.
But most of
me,
them
when
are
the only time I'm daring is when you tell me that I can't do something, and then I'll show you shiggy. That one day. That is the only time. I can't do foco.
So this brings us to the end of the conversation between the millennials and the Gen Zs. And I think if you listen to us from the beginning to this point, you've learned something, or you've also seen the difference, or where we find the middle grounds and all that. If you enjoyed this conversation, like we always say, we come away on every Friday. You can come and then listen, and you can also tell your friends to listen to us, or you can share wherever you meet us, whether on Facebook or TikTok or wherever you saw us. You can share so that other people will see whatever we are having here. Thank you for listening to us. Until we meet again next week. Bye.
It's been Gen Z and Millennials.